Hey everybody, thanks for joining. This is Jillian. I am so excited tonight because I'm going to be interviewing Toby Curbs. The painter's name is Eli and they're from Las Vegas, Nevada. So excited about this. A couple nights ago, we actually had a really great interview. It was like a couple of hours and I felt like we had some really great content and oh my gosh, I was not recording. So with that being said, they're so wonderful for coming back and doing this with me again. I know that it took a lot first time, and so I'm just so grateful that you're back. This is Jillian with Curb Culture, and I have a special guest today. We have Eli from Toby's Curbs in Las Vegas, Nevada. Can you start by introducing yourself and tell us when you started painting and how you got into curb painting?
My name's Eli. Hello. I got into curb painting on Instagram. I saw somebody painting a curb, Rena's Curb Appeal, and I said that's amazing because I've never seen anybody in Las Vegas do that. So I had just got let go from a job, and with the last like 80 to $100 that I had, I went to Lowe's. I bought all the material I needed, and I just went out there and started painting curbs.
So that was about a year ago, you say?
About a year, last year in May.
Awesome. And where are you located, or what areas do you service?
So I service all areas all over Las Vegas, Nevada.
Since you're in Las Vegas, I know it's in the desert, which is like extremely hot. So for our first segment, we're going to do Curbs Across America, which is basically you're going to tell me what kind of climate you have normally and how you overcome that extreme weather.
Yeah, so Vegas is very hot. It's always very hot. And then when it gets cold, it's super cold because it is a desert. So when it gets super hot, you got to make sure you're hydrated. You always got to make sure that when you have knee pads, you're wearing some good knee pads and like a thick pad because the concrete can literally burn your knees because of the heat. Because it's just so hot, it literally feels like an oven. And when it gets super cold, just wear layers. Same thing, even in the heat, you always wear layers to cover your skin so you don't get burnt. Because I'm
Right.
looking a little tan right now, but the last couple of curves I had, I wasn't wearing layers because it was just so hot. But you should always wear layers because you can get burnt, and you don't want to get burnt. And then in the cold, always good to wear some sweats, a nice burly sweater that you don't really use because it's gonna get covered in paint, and like a beanie.
So you've done it in both extreme weathers, like with the really, really cold and really, really hot
I have,
situation?
yes,
How
yeah.
did it affect your paint?
So the heat, before I was using gloss paint, Rust-Oleum gloss. That paint is not good. It's not good, not even in any weather. It's just not good for concrete, not good for curbs.
Okay.
But I was using that when I had just started, and not only is it bad for concrete, but it's bad in the heat because it becomes super tacky, like gum.
Right.
So there would be times where I would do the white base, and I would touch it, and it would literally follow my finger. And I would be like, why the hell isn't this drying? So I would even hit it with the leaf blower so it could dry up quicker, but it wouldn't dry because the concrete was so hot that the paint would become tacky, and
Yeah.
it would be no good. So I switched over
Or striping
or
paint?
striping paint.
Yeah. Oh, cool. So that's overcome the heat problem? Like, cause
It overcomes it a lot because it dries like that.
oh,
You
really?
you obviously do it in layers. Because usually with my curbs, most of the curbs that I've done so far, they always start with the white base.
Right.
So I always use the white striping paint, and that paint you just do it in layers. So you do one layer, let it dry, do two layers. I usually do 3 good coats, and then I'll start doing everything else.
Gotcha. Is it glossy? You say is not good for the curb period? Is there a lot of selections in color for the striping paint?
I believe here. Let me grab some. Let me show you.
Okay, sure.
So when I had just started painting, sit down. When I had just started painting, I was doing the base with gloss. Gloss you should never do for the actual base. I think that
Gotcha.
striping paint is the best for just the regular base. For the black, the white, and the red. Because
Okay.
usually, I mean, the thing that I get requested the most is either the Mexican flag or the American flag. And I feel like the red paint, when I actually do the stripes, it doesn't bleed as bad. I don't hate gloss. I think gloss
Mhm.
is good, but for the smaller details.
Gotcha.
I wouldn't use it for an actual base or for like
Okay.
the bigger details.
Yeah.
I have the gloss for like usually blue, black. I used to use black a lot for my numbers, but now I use the striping paint for my numbers. But gloss is good for like I use the gloss for like the smaller logos like the Dodgers, the
Mhm.
Golden Knights. I use the gloss gold, and then right now I haven't been getting a lot of Philadelphia Eagles because I know they're doing really good in football.
You're right.
So I've been using. I bought this one for the Eagles. I've only used it twice, but it's really really good. Like an 8 out of 10.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's so cool because That's a little more expensive. Oh, it has kilts in it too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Color is also very bold.
Yeah.
Cause when I had bought it, cause the Philadelphia Eagles are like a very specific color.
Okay.
So like this green, I couldn't find this green in Rust-Oleum, at least not at my Lowe's or at my Home Depot. So I had to get this brand, and like you said, it is more pricey. I think I paid like $10 for this. But it's worth it
Yeah, it's better to pay a little bit more to get that good quality because it is a pain in the butt when it doesn't dry
when it
and it
doesn't dry.
yeah.
Yeah,
That is really great advice. Thank you because, I'm gonna use that.
yeah.
I love that. Okay, cool. Let's go into the next thing. So, when I met you a couple weeks ago, you had mentioned that how you get most of your customers has been through knocking on doors, or
uh
at least that's how you started. And then with all your really great content that you're creating on TikTok and Instagram and stuff, that's brought you some customers as well. You want to
Yes.
talk a little bit about that and tell me your strategies for getting your customers?
Yeah, so I believe that, for every no you get, there's a yes out there. There's always going to be a yes. At first, just starting off, I would ask my neighbors and stuff, and most of them were like, no, we're okay. Like, it's all right. And I was like, that's fine. But as I slowly progressed, I just kept going through my whole neighborhood because my neighborhood's pretty big. So I just went down my neighborhood. I bought a little wagon, and I had my wagon, my paints, and the little stencils that I had off of Amazon. And I just went door knocking. Like I would go door to door. So I would carry my little wagon, I knock on their door, and I always think the best thing for door knocking or just your business in general is to look
Yeah,
professional. I'm
exactly.
not gonna go out there and wear shorts and a t-shirt. I always try to wear like some nice slacks, my shirt tucked in, a little vest, and my hat. Always gotta look professional. Because sometimes they even be like, you got a professional business. This is your thing. Yes, it is my thing. Would you like your curb painted?
Right.
So I'll go and I'll knock on their door and I'll be like, hey, my name's Eli and I'm just going around the neighborhood. Most of my neighbors speak Spanish. So, I'll tell them in Spanish, like, hola, me llamo Eli. Ando mirando si quieres como que te pinte la cera. And they'll be like, oh, well, how much you charge? And I'd be like, when I was just starting, the best thing for me would be like donation. I would just ask for donations
Oh,
because I
cool.
was just starting and I really didn't know where my price range started because
Mhm.
obviously the work wasn't the best. So I would just tell them whatever you want to donate, and it was just basic black and white. So most of them, thankfully, and not my neighbors, which is crazy. Most of them were like, no. But then
Really?
the people that were like a couple streets over, they were like, yeah,
Yeah,
let's do it. And I
that's
always try
cool.
to do it on the weekends when people are sometimes
Home.
outside barbecuing or
Yeah,
they're watching the game or
right.
they're washing their car. The best thing I think for me is when they were washing their cars because I'd be like, hey, dude, like, your car looks great. Why not have your curb look great too? Yeah,
I think, and a lot of curb painters don't go door to door. They'll
yeah.
leave a flyer, but, like, they won't really,
Yeah, you
go
always
and
have to
knock.
be aware for certain properties too, because some people have the signs under their doorbell that says like no soliciting or no trespassing. You never want to bug those people. It's fine. If
Of
you can
course.
catch them outside, that's great. Like while they're throwing out their trash or something, I'll be like, hey, would you like your curb painted?
Right.
And like I said, for every no you get, there's always a yes out there. So you can't quit. You just got to keep going.
Of course, that's great advice. So, with that being said too, do you have flyers that you might leave just in case they don't answer?
I do, yeah. So when I was just starting, obviously I didn't have any business cards or flyers, but I did buy like a giant stack of sticky notes and I would just
Mhm.
write my information on it. I'd put Toby's Curbs, I put my Instagram, my TikTok, and my number, and I'd stick it on their doors or I'd stick it
Awesome.
on their mailbox because some people, have a gate before their actual door. So I would
Oh,
just stick
yeah.
it on the gate.
Yeah.
And I would,
Oh, cool.
sometimes I would get calls back from that.
Oh, well, that's good. I've seen your content. It's really great. Like, you have a lot of videos, almost feels like, most of your curbs the processes are, recorded. So
Yeah.
and sometimes it's hard for curb painters to remember and do that. It depends, I guess. It's best if they do though.
Yeah.
But with that being said, so I know you've gotten some customers through social media, is that correct?
Yes.
How did that come about? Is that why they are contacting you because of the curb styles you're doing?
I believe 100% it is really just the videos that I'm putting out. Because when I
Yeah,
edit my videos, all my videos are taken on the phone that I'm speaking through right now. I got a good iPhone. Always got to get something with a good camera quality.
right.
So I invested in an iPhone 16 Pro Max, has great camera quality.
Mhm.
And I was able to, when you wear your AirPods, you can record and stop a video with just pressing the button on the headphone. So I'll set up my
I didn't
phone
know
on
that.
the cam yeah.
That's
Yeah, I didn't know
awesome.
it either. All this stuff I looked up on YouTube. Like,
Oh, wow.
nothing's impossible. Like,
Yeah,
nothing's impossible. You just gotta do a little research.
right.
But I lean my phone against, like, some spray cans. I'll put it on top of the curb. I'll put it on top of my wagon. I'll just try to angle it.
Mhm.
And keep in mind, when I was just starting the curb paint, I didn't have a car. I was doing all of this on a bike. All of it.
Wow.
Yeah, so I
Wow,
would literally have to carry 2
that's
backpacks
insane.
on me and, like, it would be extremely heavy, but nothing there's no excuses, you just gotta go out there and do it.
Wow.
And obviously I started curb painting mainly not only because I had just lost my job, but I needed a vehicle. So
Sure.
this business was able to help me buy my first car.
No way. I was gonna ask you, my god, that's so cool. That is so
Yeah.
inspiring, honestly, and that's something that I think that, like, people need to understand is that this business is something that you can do at a really low overhead cost, right? And get a high return. It's something that you can easily get good at if you just keep practicing. How long did it take you? Couple
I started
months?
curb painting, I believe it was May 16th,
Uh-huh.
and May, June, July. I think by the end of July, I already had a little
And it
car that I bought it off of Facebook Marketplace, but it was a car.
wow. No, that seriously is probably the coolest thing, just to see that goal being met.
Yeah.
Um, let's so let's go into talking about your curb design. I know that you have a pretty consistent curb design that is
Mhm.
pretty popular, and also know that you got a Crickets recently. What are you doing to try to venture out on your designs and try to do something a little different?
I've been joining, like, communities on Facebook, like these Las Vegas communities, and I've been trying to, find interest of people, like, there's a woman that I'm speaking to right now, she's a realtor, and I'm trying to see if
Oh,
she'll let me
good.
paint, like, the upcoming houses that she has,
Yes.
even if they're just basic black and white, but at least now I can make them look extra crispy with a Cricut.
Yeah. Yes.
And then I'm also speaking to a woman, that I found on a community for The Last of
Okay.
Us. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get into work with her to see if she'll let me paint her curb The Last of Us theme because then people can know because I've always wanted to do something video game themed. I love Spider-Man. Everybody
Yeah.
knows I love Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And one of my most popular design is the Mexican flag with the Spider-Man logo. It's my most popular
Awesome.
one.
That's so cool.
But I wanna do something like full Spider-Man layout, like, where I can, like, probably do webs on top, and then right now with Halloween coming up, I'm really looking forward to maybe finding somebody that would
Yeah.
want something, like, spooky themed,
Mm.
but, like, most people, like, they'll see my designs, and I'll be like, "Hey, I'm in the works of doing something like this, are you interested?" And they'll be like, "No, no, no, can I just get the Mexican flag with" and I'm like, "Hey, no problem, I could definitely do that for you, but if you ever wanna change up
Yeah.
your design,
Yeah.
let me
Add a
know,"
little bit.
Maybe after
Yeah.
a couple months, you're like, "Ah, I wanna switch it up," we can switch it up, you know?
Oh, that's such yeah, a great
I
idea.
was thinking of starting this, I probably shouldn't say this, Imma give away all my tea.
Well, just tell us what you want.
Yeah, cause I was thinking of starting, like, a seasonal pack, like, if I were to paint
Oh,
your curb
cool.
now, maybe in fall, you would wanna change it fall themed, and then in
I
summer,
like
you would want a
that.
summer theme, Like,
Yeah.
something like that, like, where we can consistently be in the work, so
That's a
I
great
never.
idea.
Cause I remember my mom told me, she's like, "Oh, like, how you gonna paint curbs, like, you can only paint a curb one time, like, why don't you become a barber? Cause a barber, you need a barber every 2 weeks," but I was like,
Right.
"There has to be a way to always keep this customer."
That's
Even
a
if,
great
I was like,
yeah.
"Why wouldn't I give them seasonal packs?" So it's like, "Hey, I'll come back in October and
Change
we
it
can
up.
do a Halloween theme. Oh, I'll come back in December, we can do a Christmas theme. I'll come back
Right.
in January, we can do a New Year's theme."
That's so cool. Or winter or whatever
Yeah,
you wanna
just,
do.
but we can switch it up every
That's
couple of months for the
so
customer and just
cool.
charge them a little extra fee, because I'm coming back. But it would be
Right.
like a seasonal pack type fee.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great idea. Like, cause you're right. How do we continue to keep the same customer? Now, I know that I had one customer that called me back a year later because they wanted to change it up because of like the design. They just were sick of seeing the SMU. They
Yeah,
wanted the Texans. That's a great idea. Wow. No gatekeeping here. Okay. No, I'm just joking.
yeah,
I think that that is a great idea. Wow. I can't wait to see you do that. Definitely blog that. I would love to see
yeah.
that. With that being said, also, just to let you know, I did a, number tutorial for Cricut if you are interested in looking at that.
Okay. Yeah, on TikTok, no?
Yeah, on
Yeah, I saw
TikTok.
you posted, but I was at work, so I was like,
It's a pretty cool little tutorial. It's how I've been able to, like, do my numbers and then not have to worry about overspray because it's all in one. I'm not
in one
taping them
thing,
up.
in one go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's super easy. It takes, like, 10 minutes to do. I was wondering, so when you do your curbs, are you doing just one side or are you doing both sides of their driveways? How does that work for you?
So as of right now, every single curve I've done, it's only one side, except for just one. And I remember he said that he wanted it on both sides so people could see it, just in case
Mhm.
he needed to find resources. So that's the only place I've ever done two sides of the curb. But other than that, no, like most people just want it on their one side. So usually
That's
I
so
just do it on
funny.
one side as of right now.
I'll just say this, when my first week I ever did curbs, right, I had no idea what to expect, and
Yeah.
it was funny because when I got there to my first job, I realized that there's 2 sides of the driveway, and I was like,
Oh,
"Do you want both sides done?" And they were like, "Is that normal?" I was like, "Yeah, it's normal because that's a way to get more money." It depends on where the placement is because, they have their actual curb and then they have their driveway, which is kind of like a slanted,
mhm.
and so that's where in Texas, at least, we're doing a lot of that side of the driveway, and sometimes they want the curb done too, and sometimes it'd be 3 spots. What is your pricings like? Just curious.
Well, my pricing, I never made a pricing sheet
Yeah,
because I just feel like I don't know. Sometimes when people see the actual price on a piece of paper, when they see
yeah,
it like on an ad, they're like, "Oh no, that ain't
right.
for me. That's too
Mhm.
expensive." So usually I wait for somebody to contact me and then I'll give them the prices.
Yeah.
Starting off now that my curbs have been coming out way crispier than when I had just started. If they want just basic black and white with a border, I've been charging 40.
Okay.
40. And then anytime I have to go to paint a curb, if they're further from me, if
Yeah.
they're like 15 minutes or more, I charge gas as well.
Oh,
Or like
wow.
transportation. Cause
Yeah.
some of these people are here in Las Vegas. I'm over here on the east side. Some people are on like Centennial Hills or Henderson.
Mhm.
That's more than 15 minutes. And I ain't doing that.
Right, right. No,
You know?
it gets
Yeah.
far. Mhm.
Especially if it's just for the black and white. But for basic black and white right now, I've been charging 40 and then I go up from there. Like if you want to add one logo, it'll be an extra 15. And if you want to
Gotcha.
add two logos, it'll be 15, 15. Or I
Yeah.
can like sometimes I'll bundle it. It all depends on what they're asking for.
Yeah. Okay, so you're doing, like, bids, basically. You're bidding
Basically,
it.
yeah, like I'll see what they're looking for and then I'll give them the price based off of what we got going on.
I was gonna ask a question, like, what's your craziest design that you've been asked to do? Do you have a crazy design?
I've been asked to do is a woman asked me if I could do Trump hitting Biden over the head.
No way. No
Yeah.
way!
I
That's
don't mind. I'll
so
do
funny.
political curbs, but I never
Yeah.
post them. I don't want to get involved in anything political with my
Gotcha.
business.
Did
It's
you
not
do it,
like
though?
no, I didn't do that one. I didn't do
Oh,
the
okay.
Trump or Biden. I didn't even have a cricket at the time, so I couldn't even design that.
That's
I just
true.
told her I could do like the MAGA. I could do MAGA, like the
Gotcha.
word, and I can give her American flag, and I can even put like "Make America Great Again" on the bottom,
Yeah.
and that's fine. But I'm
Yeah.
not posting
Not
it. I'm
posting
not
it,
putting. I
sure.
don't want anything political with my business because that
That
ain't my
makes
business.
sense.
I
Yeah.
believe in God, and I believe in my dog Toby and my mama,
Yeah.
and I believe that
Got
we should love ourselves and love everybody else. But I
right.
ain't putting nothing
Love
political on my
lanes.
page because I don't got time for somebody to comment and be like,
Sure.
no.
It's
If you want it done, I'll do it. But those are the only things I won't post is anything political on my
That's
page.
a really great point, and not labeling your business in any certain way is a great idea
Yeah,
and being
no.
very just like neutral. I wanted to share my craziest curb. One time this girl asked me to do all of her cats as the Mount Rushmore. Mount Rushmore, you know?
But I don't think that's crazy. I think that's adorable.
It's that well, no, it's adorable, but I think it's wild. Like I hand paint. So I was
Oh
like
yeah,
not
yeah, yeah.
trying to do that. I ended up not doing it because they never, like, called me back after I told them the price, but it's
That's
one of
usually
those
how it
things.
goes too. Like
Mhm.
sometimes you'll tell somebody like this is how much it's gonna be, and then they'll be like, either
Yeah,
they'll say I'll get back to you, or they just don't respond.
right. Let me ask my husband is what I get a lot, and they never call me back.
Yeah, it's always the husband, huh?
Yeah, that's the excuse. No, it's okay. I just been noticing a lot lately that people are not trying to pay a lot for their curbs to be painted, in Texas at least.
Yeah,
And 40 is a reasonable price. I charge 35 for a border with it. Black and white, So 40 is pretty reasonable and
40 is perfect because with the paint, the paper that I put on the side, the tape,
yeah,
the grinder,
everything.
and before keep in mind, I just bought a grinder, thank God. But
Yeah.
before I was doing everything with my hands, like
Mhm.
in my old videos, you can see me scraping everything and literally scraping everything with the
Right.
wire brush and with the paint scraper.
Yep.
So before, like I was charging you for labor and for the curb.
Yeah.
But now that I
Yeah.
have a grinder, obviously I'm being more reasonable
Sure.
because I can be, thank God. But
Yeah.
yeah, but some
And
people,
did
like you said, they just don't want to pay certain prices, and that's
yeah.
100% okay. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna lower my prices because I know what I'm worth. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. No, I
Yeah.
agree. How's business been for you? Have you able to book something every week?
I have been blessed. I can honestly say I've been very blessed.
Mhm.
My TikTok has been like consistent. I get a lot of requests on TikTok.
Awesome.
And so like I said, some people have been requesting. I don't post all my curves because, like you said, there's times where I can't record it because I have
Yeah.
to keep going, and it's so hot. So
Yeah.
I don't got time to sit there and set up my phone while I got
Right.
sweat dripping down my face. Like I've been breaking out, girl. I never
No,
break out.
I feel
I never
you.
break out, but
Yeah.
I've been getting pimples because I sweat so much and,
Mhm.
that's all a bunch of buildup. But there's some curves where I don't record because I just can't. But I've thankfully been able to say I've been very consistent. And
Yeah.
recently I finally got like an actual job, so I haven't been able to paint them every day like I was doing,
Yeah.
but I was painting at least one every day. And now that
Yeah.
I have a job, I'm off tomorrow. I'm off on Thursdays. So on Thursdays, I'm still gonna go out and dedicate myself to do as many as I can.
Yeah.
And then I tell people to when they book with me now, I'll be like, well, we have to book it on a Thursday, as
Yeah.
of right now, because that's what my schedule is. Because I'm just starting the job. Once I can
Yeah.
get better, I'll be like, hey, can I get at least 2 days off? I love doing curves, so I also want to have enough time for my business as well.
Let's talk about your Toby Curb business name. Your name is Eli. So where did Toby's Curbs come from?
So Toby's curves, I will show you where Toby's curves came
Okay.
from.
Let's see.
Toby, come here. So this is Toby. Toby's curves
So
came from this
cute.
man right here. Say hello to the fans.
Woo, go Toby.
Taking that spotlight, Toby. So this is this is Toby. I've had Toby since I was 12 years old. I'm currently 24, and when I started my business, I kept thinking like, what name will I name it? And I just kept thinking like, what can I name it? What can I name it? And I was like, why not name it after my best friend? Because they always say like it's nice to have a living legacy,
Yeah.
and I don't got no kids, so I said, why not? That's my son right there.
Right, right.
Toby, he's old. He's already 16 or 17. So he's getting to that point where I know like, it's coming to the time.
Yeah.
So I wanted to have something to remember him by. Well, Toby's Curves is named
Oh.
after him. That's why my logo is a dog
Yeah.
with the paintbrush
Right. That
because
makes
of
sense
him.
now. Right.
Yeah, that because I've had a lot of people contact me and they'll be like, "Hey, Toby, can I get my curve
Right.
painted?" Of course, but my
Yeah.
name is Toby.
It's a icebreaker, right?
Yeah, 100%. And I don't know, like that's mainly where the name came from is my dog.
Mhm.
But at the same time, like like you said, it's an icebreaker. I like when people were like, "Oh, Toby," and I'll be like, "Oh, my name ain't Toby. No me llamo Toby. My
Yeah.
name's Eli." And they'll be
Yeah.
like, "Okay, well,
Yeah.
why is your business name that?" Boom. Then I'll tell them, "Oh, I have a dog." Then they'll be like, "Oh, I have a dog. Can I get my
Yeah.
dog painted on my curb?" Bam.
Bam, bam. I've been seeing a lot of dogs getting painted on the curbs and it is so cute.
Yes.
Right? Have you seen them
Yeah, that
lately?
dude that was on the community. What's his name?
It's Devin.
Because
Southern
that
Curb
one with those
Pros.
two dogs, that was
Yeah,
insane.
so good. So good. Yeah, I've done some dog curbs. I made a person cry one time from doing their dog.
Oh my
And it
god.
was so cute, honestly, and it looked perfect with the house. Like the colors just matched so good. I like your name. I like both names.
Thank you. That's a blessing.
All right, so let's get back to it. We're going to go into our curb confessions. Tell me a story that is a crazy, wild story that you had happen while you were painting curbs.
I went to a special request that I got from a customer. I want to go paint the Mexican flag.
Mhm.
While I was painting the flag, I was almost done with the whole curb, and I was about to put the clear coat, and a woman comes out and she said, "Excuse me," and I said, "Yes," and she was like, "Don't you think that's offensive?" And I said, "I'm sorry," and she was like, "No, like for you to be putting the Mexican flag and yada yada with everything that's going on, and don't you feel ashamed? And why don't you go back to your country?"
Oh my God.
And keep in mind, at the same time, in my headphone, I'm listening to some good music, so I'm like,
Right. Not
I'm not
letting her
really
get
paying
you
no mind.
down.
I'm just trying to be like, "Ma'am, I'm sorry. I don't really know what you want me to tell you. This is a, um,
That's
you
so
know."
weird that she would come up to you knowing that you're Hispanic and
Yeah, yeah, and it's
or
crazy too
yeah.
because I'm doing a job, I'm just doing
And
a
that
job. It's
too.
just
Okay, so Karen came and rained on your parade. That's absolutely terrible. And I feel bad for
yes.
that neighbor guy that has to live next to them too.
Yeah, but he did it out of spite too. He specifically had asked for the Mexican flag because he said he wanted to piss off his neighbors.
But you gotta kill meanness with kindness, right? Like let's not
Like
yeah,
you can't let things like that affect you because it's
right.
like at the end of the day, when you wake up in the morning, you choose to be the person that you are.
Yeah.
And you can wake up to choose to be a bitter, spiteful person, or you can wake up and be who you want to be.
Right.
And they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, so I'm not gonna cuss that woman out or I'm not gonna treat her like crap because of what
Of course.
she had said to me because I get that that's already ingrained in her.
Right,
And
right.
that's 100% cool. I've been waiting for somebody to hit me up for a gay flag or like anything
Yeah.
LGBTQ
That's
because I
so
would
funny.
love to do something like
Yeah.
that on a curb. But
Yeah.
I haven't had any requests yet.
That's crazy because my first week I had 3. I did
See, and that's
3.
crazy.
Yeah.
Here in Las Vegas, the gay culture is super big, and I'm like, I would
Is
love to
it?
do a gay flight for somebody. Yeah, dude, I would love to do a gay flight for somebody out here, but I haven't had any. But keep in mind, people be in the closet, so I'm just gonna wait for them. I'm gonna go wait for them to do their thing, come out, and let me paint their curve. You know?
Right. No, that's so funny.
Hey, hey, what's that say? What's that saying that says, "Your opinion of me is not my responsibility to live up to."
Right. Oh, 100%.
Hmm.
Oh, that's actually a Billie Eilish song too.
No way.
Yeah,
I
dude, I
love
freaking love
Billie Eilish.
her. That's like I've seen her like twice live. I love Billie Eilish. Oh,
She's
so
great.
good. But anyways, okay, so the last thing we're going to talk about, humble curbs, okay? It's basically that I want to see where you started with your first curb and then I want to know where you ended with your first curbs. So here is the first curb that Eli did, and then this is the most recent. It's not bad. It's actually really, really nice. Way better than mine. um, okay, mine's terrible. Wait.
Boo.
Okay, last one. All right. Anyways, no, but you did a great job. This is for Eli, okay? Yours is great. No, but tell us how you progressed. So what did you do to try to fix the mess ups that you did in your first one?
Honestly, YouTube. YouTube is gonna be your best friend.
Yeah.
There's people out there that will show you everything that you need to know about paint, about scraping off paint, about what you need to scrape off paint. Everything is either on YouTube or you can find a curb painter that you've seen on any socials that is obviously doing great work, and you can send them a message and be like, "Hey, I'm just starting out. What can I do to get better?"
Yeah.
And most of the people in the curb community are very kind and they'll help you out 100%.
Yes, they will. And then hopefully this is something they can also get onto eventually. We're gonna have tutorials and stuff too. So you just joined our curb community recently, as far as like
Mhm.
the Facebook goes. How has that been? Do you feel
It's
like
been
you
great.
could?
I
Yeah.
love seeing other people's work all over, all over the United States. It blows my
Yes.
mind to know
So
that,
cool.
like, because when I paint a curve, I honestly be like, damn, like I don't ever see anybody doing this. But then you look at that chat and you're like, wow, there's several people doing this. They're just not in Las Vegas, but
Right.
there's several people all over the United States making art on a curb.
Yeah.
And I think it's just inspirational because it's like you can do
Mhm.
anything you want in this world, and there's always gonna be somebody that does it too.
Exactly relate to. And then I was gonna say we all take it very seriously too.
100%, 100%.
I don't know if you know this, but an original curb painter. So if you any enthusiasts out there that want to join, please join us on Facebook. But there is a monthly curb contest that we do for the cover photo. So I don't know if you want to enter
Oh, I
that
didn't
in
know
for
about that. I didn't know
October.
about it.
Yeah, I didn't know about it for a while either, but then I finally participated a couple of months ago, or like last month. But I didn't win. And Curb Appeal won. His was great. His was cat dog. It was so cool. The cat dog.
Oh, that's the one that's like, oh, that
Hmm.
okay, so that makes sense.
Yeah, he won. So, and like rightfully so. Okay. It was
Yeah,
super cool.
that was a sick ass
Yeah.
design.
Yeah. So, anyways, I would just suggest maybe if you have a really cool design, submit it for October. That's my birthday month,
What
October
day?
11th.
Chee! All right.
What's
No,
yours?
mine's up May 29th.
Oh, okay. Okay. What is that? A Gemini?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I'm a Libra.
Woo!
Woo!
I've heard a lot of
Yeah, air signs are great.
people talk shit about Geminis.
I absolutely love Geminis. They're my soulmates. They are. Yeah. Wait. Literally though. No, like they are. Libras understand Geminis because they are crazy, but it's okay.
What's a Libra? March?
No, October.
Oh,
Yeah, so
what's
Pisces is
March?
March. Pisces.
Oh, that my mama.
That's a water sign. Yeah. Water signs. So air and water. I mean, air goes with good with anything. So
It sure does.
it
It sure
does.
does.
Okay, so and then I guess my last thing, do you have anything that you want to say to the any enthusiasts, any curb people that are trying to get into the business or just starting? Is there any or just in general, any advice you'd like to say
Main
or
thing I could
quotes?
say is never get comfortable with being comfortable. You
Yeah.
can always do more, you can always get better, and you
Yeah.
can always just be the best you can be. I feel like once you get comfortable in something, it becomes plain, you know?
Yeah.
But there's
Yeah.
always something you can
Boring.
change, always something you can do better. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's always something you can do
Like
to
I
just
guess
switch up.
push yourself or challenge
Yeah.
yourself.
Always challenge yourself.
Yeah. Yeah,
Always
that's
challenge
awesome.
yourself. There's always new things you can try. There's always new designs you can try. There's
Yeah.
always something out there that you can attempt.
Right.
And I also just gotta say, like, every day is a good day if we make it one.
Right.
So whenever you feel, if you do decide to take this advice and go out there and paint a curb and you want a door knock, do not feel discouraged when you get a no. Just go out there and knock another door.
That's awesome.
Put on your headphone, listen to some good music or a podcast, and just go around the block, knock on some doors.
Yes.
Somebody's going to say yes to you. And with that yes, dedicate yourself into that curb. Even if they
Right.
only give you $10, at least you put all your heart and soul into that.
Yeah. Thank
And
you
that's what I
for
gotta say.
that. That's good advice. And yeah, thank you for coming on today to show.
And also, don't move to Las Vegas. We're full.
Yeah, no,
Don't move to we're so full. The freeways are so packed.
that's the same with Austin, you guys. Please don't come here. No.
Like, I appreciate it, but
That's so funny. Thank you for coming on to our Curb Culture Show podcast. It's been so nice talking to you and learning some of your insightful information and very useful information. And it's just been a pleasure getting to know you. And now everybody else will know you a little bit more too. And so definitely follow Toby Curb's socials. We'll link it in the description. There's a few items that they recommend that in the description as well. So guys, check that out if you're interested in getting any of the paint mentioned. So anyways, with that being said, thanks so much and have a great night. And let's go ahead and fist bump.
Toby's Curbs.
No. Curb culture.
Culture.
Curb culture. Okay.
This is Eli with Toby's Curbs. Thank you for tuning in to Curb Culture. Listen to this podcast on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. Have a beautiful night and God bless.